Yo, what's good, Spirit Squad? Today we're going to be taking another look at Pioneer, and we're going to be playing some Bant Spirits. I think Bant is the best version of Spirits for attacking the metagame, because when you go into your online queues, and probably your local events, people are playing a lot of very low to the ground aggressive decks, or decks like Rakdos Midrange that can deal with all of the creatures from the low to the ground aggressive decks. And we've got a lot of tools to deal with all of that nonsense. So here, what we're going to be doing is normal Bant stuff. So we've got a couple of 1-drops here, some very good 2-drops, Supreme Phantom, Shacklegeist, Rattlechains, and then 2 Selfless Spirits to just kind of play around decks like Rakdos and blue-white control that are looking to control your creatures just a little bit. But here we get to play 2 copies of Nebelgast Herald in the main and all 4 copies of Skyclave Apparition. These are going to help make it so that you're able to compete on the board. We've got 6 cards that tap opposing creatures when we consider the Shacklegeist and the Nebelgast Heralds, and then these of course need no introduction. Skyclave Apparition is really just as good as it ever has been. 4 copies of Spell Queller help your Mausoleum Wanderers to help you control spells, very good against things like Karn the Great Creator, and then 2 copies of Cemetery Illuminator. If we take a look at the metagame over on MTG Goldfish, we'll see that Abzan Greasefang is like the 2nd most popular deck right now. It's really strong. And against decks like Rakdos and control decks, we appreciate the implied card advantage that Cemetery Illuminator can get us as well. So when these cards come off of things like Collected Company, we'll be really glad for both Graveyard Hate and extra card removal. Rather extra card draw. Not really draw, but you get the idea. We also have a 1-of copy of Toski. Just anytime any of your creatures hits, you're going to get to draw a card every time. But of course, your entire deck minus Toski and Skyclave Apparition flies, so that's really easy. Our sideboard here, as always, there is some fun, and yes, we will talk about the big green card. We've got 4 copies of Portable Hole. Really nothing surprising there. This has been a card that we've been playing the entire time. 2 copies of Remorseful Cleric. Now, these are going to help the Cemetery Illuminators provide extra graveyard hate, and this is going to be especially relevant against the Greasefang, because like I said, Greasefang is super popular right now. But it also is very nice against things like Art like Phoenix, because you want to make sure you get rid of the Phoenixes themselves, but also things like Treasure Cruise and Temporal Trespass don't really appreciate having their graveyards removed. We've got 3 copies of Extraction Specialist, and these basically have Rakdos' name all over them. Once again, we fight the removal fight, we get to like turn 7, turn 8, whatever, they finally clear out all your creatures, and then you can just like Skyclave, oh my god, I'm so bad at words today. And then you can Extraction Specialist back something for value, especially if it's Selfless Spirit, and the fact that this thing has lifelink means that it's pretty good against Mono Red as well. Speaking of Mono Red, Angel Time! We've got 1 copy of Baneslayer Angel and 1 copy of Lyra Dawnbringer. So those are going to be some really exciting giant beaters. I don't really know yet whether I want to bring these in against Rakdos because they play 4 copies of Dreadbore. But against decks like Mono Red and Mono White, I think these are going to freaking just, be so good. 3 copies of Disdainful Stroke primarily have Mono Green's deck name all over them. Mono Green is still the most popular deck in the format, and it's by a wide margin. So you just want to make sure that you're on your P's and Q's, because if you're playing bigger events, expect to run into a lot of Mono Green. So even though we are favored against that deck, we still appreciate the extra help that Disdainful Stroke can bring us. If you don't want to play Disdainful Stroke, you can also play cards like Aether Gust to help with the Mono Red matchups as well, but know that you're not giving yourself an out to Karn the Great Creator if you do that. I do want to get rid of Karn, therefore I'm playing Disdainful Stroke. And then the last card here, yeah, Null Hide Ferox. So I'll slide it over here so we can read it. It's going to be a 4-mana 6/6 with Hexproof, right? Which is already, holy Jesus. But you can't cast non-creature spells when you have this thing on the table. Acceptable, because the only non-creature spell in the entire deck is going to be Collect the Company anyway. Pay 2 mana, any player can remove all of the abilities from Null Hide Ferox, which means your opponent can get rid of Hexproof, and you can unlock your Collected Companies by paying 2. And the good part, though, if a spell or ability an opponent controls would cause you to discard a card, and it's this card, instead, it's going to go right onto the table. So if your opponent comes at you with like a Liliana of the Veil, they uptick, you get a 6/6 Hexproof, and your opponent probably runs crying to their mom. You also get to get away with things against Graveyard Trespassers, because remember, if you have like Shacklegeist, you're the one who's choosing what to discard. So you can Shacklegeist, tap 2 your creatures, tap down the Graveyard Trespasser, bam, 6/6. What up? What else makes you discard? Kroxa makes you discard. I'm sure we'll probably end up catching somebody on Thoughtseize at some point. It's happened before, it might happen again. And then another cool thing too, because this is a replacement effect. So if your opponent casts like Go Blank at you, even though Go Blank exiles the graveyard, it still discards the cards first, and this says that you can put it into play instead of putting it into the graveyard. So this will beat a Go Blank as well. So yeah, lots and lots of really cool stuff coming from Nullhide Ferox, and I hope it's got more jobs than I think it does. I'm really looking forward to beating somebody upside the head with a 6/6. But that's going to be the deck. Really excited about it. As always, 5-match league. Let's jump into round 1. Okay, today let's start with death. Okay, so I've got a letter A and it's not in the right place, which doesn't really tell me too much, but let's go for... let's use a Johnny as a word. I understand that I'm basically wasting a space by using 2 A's, but whatever, I'm gonna try it. Okay, so we got the very first letter, at least. So, and we eliminated 3 more letters, so that's still pretty good as far as progress is concerned. What else starts with A? Abzan? No, the N's already here. That won't work. Oh, the ally thing. Well, allies for, but AKOUM for Akum? Oh, we found the U. Okay. Okay, there's progress. So what could this end in? UP for something like Aku, but the O is already taken. UR could work. UG for maybe some legendary creature I don't know about, maybe. UX for Aru, but the same thing as Aku. That won't work. US. A. Oh, Azusa? USA. AZUSA. Oh my god, I just wasted a turn. I knew the U was right there already. Whoops. Arcus, like the creature? Close, okay. A something RUS. Well, we're down to the wire, and I suppose I could just start plugging in letters, because everything but one of them will probably be wrong, but I don't know, that doesn't feel good. I feel like whichever one it is, I'm just not going to know it anyway, so I'm just going to put one in. Okay, so we got Agris, and if I'm being honest, I don't know what the hell Agris is, so I'm going to look it up. Here we go, Agris Kos Wojek Veteran from Ravnica? I know it's in the block, I don't know which set is which. So whenever this thing attacks, attacking red creatures get +2/+0, and attacking white creatures get +0/+2. It's a 3/3 for 5. Learning something new every day. Well, that counts as a win, so I guess we take it? Right, round 1, we are on the draw, and our hand is nice. All right, and in honor of a great man, we've got a perfect curve that goes 1, 2, 3, 4, and if you know the rest, put the lyrics in the comments. And spirits. All right, well, we are slightly familiar with what our opponent's doing here, so let's see if they're playing like blue-white or if they're also on Boulderloft, so they're on Bant. Okay, and this is a Supreme Phantom. It's a Shacklegeist. Boo. Okay, so they get a Shacklegeist, I unfortunately don't, and they have the Mausoleum Wanderer, which kind of turns this off. So let's see if my Supreme Phantom ends up being better than their Shacklegeist. So I'm going to get this resolved, and then I can at least attack for 2, and I do plan on doing that because it's not like I'm going to get prime opportunities to block. I am, however, going to be slightly upset at having to be on the draw, unless they miss a land drop. They have 2 Shacklegeists. They can get through 1 clean attack, but it looks like they're not going to take the chance to do that. So what I'm going to do here is, well, first and foremost, slide the Spectral Sailor in for some damages, if they let me, and it looks like they do. Cool. So here, what I'm going to want to do is, in their upkeep, cast my Nebelgast Herald, and kind of like establish dominance, especially if they're going to be missing lands. That's fine. So let's do this now, and I'm going to do this now before they can draw into a Spell Queller. If they have, okay, I was going to say, if they have Lofty Denial in the deck, then yeah, sure, you got me. Rattle Chains, Rattle Chains. Okay. Obnoxious, but you got it. And if they attack, do I want to trade for one of these Shacklegeists? I think the answer is, oh my god, nope. Now I'm just going to get to resolve my Coco, and I'm definitely going to do this now, because if I wait until they untap, they can flash in a Mausoleum Wanderer in response. Oh my god. Let's go. So Skyclave and Skyclave, I'm just going to get rid of both of these Shacklegeists. Right, this one targeted the right one, so this one's going to target the left one. Yeah, that was nice. All right. So, cards I don't particularly want include Toski, Selfless Spirit. I definitely want all of these Portable Holes. I want the Giant's Angels, kinda. There. So on the draw, I don't mind taking out some number of Spell Quellers. I like them on the play, but not so much on the draw. I could take out the Cocos because we know they have access to the Mausoleum Wanderers, but like, it's still just really good if they don't. I actually am going to do that. Okay, and our hand here is not bad. So I would appreciate a couple of lands, of course, but I will shut up and take this. So what is that? You are a Mausoleum. You got it. I will see your Mausoleum Wanderer and call with a Mausoleum Wanderer. You are a Selfless Spirit. Okay, that's fine. I really don't care about Selfless Spirit. So I'm going to just resolve a Shacklegeist. Yeah, I just want to resolve this. So if they go ahead and Skyclave it, that's not that bad because I have my own Skyclave here. So I want to attack with my Mausoleum Wanderer. Do I? No. No, I actually want to keep my Mausoleum Wanderer alive in case my opponent did keep in their copies of whatever the card title I'm thinking of is, Collect the Company. So knowing that this can counter a Collect the Company is pretty big game, and the longer I can keep that card off the table, the better. Okay, now what are we casting? We are casting a Supreme Phantom. Got it. So here I'm just going to go ahead and tap down their Mausoleum Wanderer. It doesn't really matter which one of these I tap because either way it's 3 damage, but if they're going to go ahead and get to resolve their Supreme Phantom, then I might as well because I'm not going to block. And that actually gives me a pretty sweet target for my Portable Hole too, which means I would really love to draw a 2-drop for this draw step because I want to get rid of Supreme Phantom with the Portable Hole and then just play something else. Not quite, but I do have access to the Nebelgast Herald, so I'll be pretty happy about that anyway. So I'm just going to go ahead and pass a turn here in their upkeep once again, Nebelgast Herald, and I'll tap down the Selfless Spirit. All right, sweet. I'm also pretty glad that I was allowed to do that. 2 mana is another Supreme Phantom. Well, to be fair, that is pretty good for our opponent. So now they can attack with the other Supreme Phantom if they want to, because it's going to be a 2/4, and if I'm being completely honest, I'm okay with that. Yeah, like that's fine. Rattle Chains is actually kind of good. So I'm going to play you as a white source, and do I want to Skyclave Apparition a Supreme Phantom, tap this, and get in a sweet attack? No, wait, but I'm at 13. No, that's a good plan. Let's do that. And then next turn, I can Portable Hole the other one, hold up Rattle Chains. Yeah, I don't hate it. This is going to tap down this one. No, this one goes away. And that takes care of most of the problem with the fact that they have Lords and I don't. So they can of course draw a land, Skyclave this one, and get the token back. But honestly, a 2/2 Ground Pounder is nowhere near as scary as a Supreme Phantom. So here I'm going to attack with my 2/1 and my 2/2. So they go down to 14. And as of this moment, I am still not winning this race. But at least this race is becoming an actual race instead of me just getting beat down with double Lords. So what's this? Another Supreme Phantom. All right, opponent, you a bad motherfucker, I see. All right, which also means I'm not blocking. So let's just do this and get ready to take 6 damage. And instead of 6, I'm only taking 4, going to 9. That's a lot better for me. So here I'm going to Portable Hole, get rid of yet another Supreme Phantom, and I can Rattle Chains during their turn. Yeah, I like this. Okay, no need to attack. Upkeep, tap down you with the little ones. Okay. Do I want to play Rattle Chains before they can play a land for Spell Queller? Yes, that is what I want to do. So let's Rattle Chains. Nebelgast Herald will tap you. You will, I guess, give you Hexproof. I should have done a 2-drop in case of Portable Hole. So that was a mistake. Okay, now you can draw. Okay, so they did have the land, and this is probably a Skyclave of their own. It is, so let's see what they target before deciding whether I want to tap down Mausoleum Wanderer. Probably the Shacklegeist, but we'll see. And I suppose that is a reason to have waited under Rattle Chains, but honestly, as is, I'm still okay with this. So like, they're just not going to get an attack in this turn, because no matter what they target, I can still respond by using my Shacklegeist to tap down a Mausoleum Wanderer, so there just is no attack here, even though it's going to be a 3/3. And then I can untap Skyclave Apparition this Supreme Phantom as well. Oh, they're actually just targeting the Portable Hole. That's obnoxious. Okay, but that's honestly, I won't go so far as to say best case scenario, but like, it's not bad for me. Rattle Chains. Okay, I'm in for that. And I'm, again, just going to do this now. I really don't want these Supreme Phantoms on the table. tap that one, exile that one. Now your spirits are smaller, and I can get to attacking. I think this is a good attack. Take them down to 10, threaten lethal on a crackback, and I have the ability to tap a bunch of creatures, hopefully. Okay, so we're just going to move right to combat. I'm a fan of that. So let's get rid of your 3/2 attacker. Let's get rid of your other 3/3 attacker. And now we are dealing with 3 damage, which is completely fine by me. And that smells like a spell queller. So I will let you spell quell, I think. I just let that happen. Because would I rather have it face up, or do I want you to waste a turn more? No, I think I want you to waste a turn more. Let's untap. That's not a great draw. Now what? I think the answer is nothing. So I'm going to play this tapped. Okay, I'm actually okay with this. Oh, we're going to 8. Okay, let's start tapping creatures down. Tap down the other one that does 3. Okay, so now if you want to attack, you can attack for 1. And this actually works out pretty well for me now. So let's draw any spirit. A Spectral Sailor. Yeah, what do I care about that? I think the answer is I don't. Oh my god, that's so good. Well, I suppose we should just try to win the game, right? Like, I can play Nebelgast Herald, play around Dispute, or I can play Rattle Chains first to play around Spell Queller. I think I'll play around Spell Queller. Okay, there it is. You got it. Resolves. So now I get to play Nebelgast Herald and tap down 2 creatures. God, this card's busted. Tap 1, tap 2, and then Shacklegeist, tap this one, tap the new friend, tap 1, and then attack you for 10 and kill. Hooray. Let's go. Next round. Alright, round 2, we get to be on the play. That's hype. And our hand is, fine, I think is the word I'm going to use here. I think it's fine. So I do need to find a real green source, right? Because currently the plan is to play you as blue, you as white, so that I can turn the Skyclave Apparition on if needed. So what I think I should actually do here is simply play Iganjo as the first land, and that'll tell me what I want to do with my pathways. So let's do that. I'm already not playing anything on turn 1, so this is pretty safe. I'm not like losing anything by playing this. Mountain, Epicure. Alright, so it looks like we're probably playing against Mayhem Devil. That's annoying. Okay. Well, that made that easy. So now I get to play you as blue. And Shacklegeist. And this is one of those matchups that I do absolutely hate. Although they're not usually playing this, which leads me to think that this might be a Priest of the Forgotten Gods build. Another Epicure, so we're going to go down to 17 here. But so far, this isn't even that bad for us, though, because what I can do here is untap, play you as green, and then I can hold up either Nebelgast or Spell Queller. So, like, this is still fine. And a Fatal Push. Okay. Well, not much I'm doing about that. So, I am going to get to play my Botanical Sanctum, which means you can be blue later. That might be important. So, I think I'm just going to let the attack go through. I could just play Spell Queller as a blocker. But I really want to get rid of a Mayhem Devil if it comes up. So let's see if that's what happens. Okay, so it looks like we're drawing a card, trying to hit a land drop. I will counter a Blood Tithe Harvester if it comes up. Weatherlight completed. Alright. I think I'm just going to play this. So I can Nebelcast Herald one of these Epicures beforehand. If they have the Flame to Firstborn, then that's pretty obnoxious. But it looks like they don't, so that's at least a good start. Or they were playing around me having Rattle Chains. Either or. But either way, I'm not blocking this other Epicure, so we'll go down to 14, and then really just see whatever happens. If they have Mayhem Devil resolving, but no other creature, or sorry, no other land, I'll be really glad to Skyclave it. Oh, boo, they just had it post-combat. Gross. Well, that sucks. Aw, come on, deck. Killing me. So here, I think I want to just get rid of the Weatherlight completed and not let them get too many Scry shenanigans off. But the only problem is, since I'm running out of gas so quickly, I really just do not want to be on the other side of a Mayhem Devil, but I don't really get a say in the matter. So instead of all of these lands, I would really love a spell or two. And there it is. Fuck. I will give myself one more draw step, but I honestly don't think we're long for this world here. 2 Mayhem Devils. Okay, understood. Nope, we don't really need to be doing all that. There we go, a little extra graveyard hate to play around the Cat Oven combo, Extraction Specialist because they will be machine gunning down all of our friends, and then just giant angles that go over the top. Oh, did I forget I did. Whoops. Oh my god, I completely forgot about those. That's on me. There. I would rather have, also relevant, I think Corvold is a dragon, which means this can actually attack through it just fine. That's kind of funny. Okay, let's be on the play, and our hand is fine. Alright, let's play that tapped and pass it over. Into Epicure, you got it. Okay, that's pretty good for them. So they get to transmute a blood token into mana, which is pretty freaking good. Come on, deck. Killing me out here. So I think I actually just play Extraction Specialist as a 3-2 lifelinker. I could play Skyclave Apparition here, but I don't think that's a good play. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna do this and not skip a turn. Like, I could have just used a turn bluffing a Spell Queller, but I don't really know that that's super worth. And yeah, let's see what happens here. Okay, so there is the Claim to Firstborn, another Deadly Dispute, another Deadly Dispute. You got it. Oh, that's actually pretty good for us. All right, so this could be some kind of instant speed removal spell, like, I don't know, say a copy of Fatal Push or something. So I think what I want to do is still do creature though. So let's target the creature here. And I just really hope they don't steal this one too. There's the Mayhem Devil, okay. So that's highly unfortunate. So I'm still going to draw the Lyra. I'm still going to get to play the Skyclave and get rid of the Mayhem Devil. But that doesn't mean this is not annoying. And the land means they can just play another. That's actually really good. Huh. I like this. I haven't seen it before. We are triggering 4 sacrifices right now? I mean, if you got it, I can't do anything about it, so... Okay. Oh, damn it. Alright. So I'll take my 1. At least I get to get rid of the Mayhem Devil here, and I know that I'm drawing into being able to play Lyra here, but man, I'm just gonna need this person to stop having absolutely everything. I mean, this matchup's already bad enough, so whatever. If I lose this game, then so be it. You just kind of know that you lose to Mayhem Devil decks if you play Spirits. But that doesn't mean you also just have to draw everything. Bruh, what did I just say? And unfortunately, that doesn't really do me any good right now. So the most I can do here is really offer a trade for the Mayhem Devil, which I will offer. So if they want to somehow trade these 2 off, I will certainly let you. Oh my god, really? Okay. Yeah, you can have your 3-3. I honestly cannot believe they gave that to us. I mean, they can just, like, I don't know, Rending Valley plus something else here, or even like Karizev. Extinction Event for odd. So, okay. That's, Otawara. That's not that great. Alright. So I think I'm gonna just play the Extraction Specialist again, just as a 3-2 lifelink, and then save the Otawara for whichever creature land they put up next turn, or I can simply get rid of this. But if they attack with Den of the Bugbear, I can just, like, block the token and be mostly okay, untap with this. So, like, there is another cat. So if they want, they can fire up the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, attack with both of these, and I'd realistically take both and simply go to 3. And it looks like that's probably the plan. What's happening here? Yeah. Oh, okay. That's fine, too. So now they're basically doing the same thing effectively, except, I can get rid of the token. That's not bad. Is the token more important than the familiar? I think the answer is actually no. Oh, fuck. Oh my god, that was bad. So what I could have done, I didn't even think about it till just now. I should have given myself a few more seconds. I could have simply portable hold the stupid illusion token, bounced it back with my Otawara, and then portable hold the cat. That was definitely the play. Shit. I'm still gonna Otawara this, but now, like, I guess it's close to the same result, except this way. No, it's literally the same result. Never mind. Just spent a little bit of time being mad at myself. Oh, hooray. Well, at least we got rid of the portable hole. So now what they can do is, oh, come on. I am still going to give them the chance to get rid of one of their creature lands for this. And it's gonna be, oh, Sekenzin. That sucks. Alright. Well, won't lie and say that's not actively terrible. Oh, are they just gonna deny me the lifelink with the Witch's Oven? Okay, so now I just want to draw a green source, so I go up to 12. So any green source looks pretty good here. Okay, so I take 4, go to 8, but then kind of from now on, Supreme Phantom's on token blocking duty. Hey, green source! Alright, well, ask and receive. So I am still going to put Supreme Phantom on token hunting duty here. Okay, it's up, and I actually am going to let it attack because I want to be able to kill this with a block. Okay, so let's do this, see what we spin. A pair of Supreme Phantoms? Okay, so what are the upsides and downsides here? I can get Spell Queller Supreme Phantom, and that plays a little better around Extinction Event. I can double Supreme Phantom and just go for maximum power, but I think I want to play around Extinction Event. So let's see if this is like a Fatal Push maybe. No? Okay. So we might just get everything here? Cool. So if they have like a Fatal Push for one of these two, then that's pretty annoying because they can like kill a Lord, this will have 3 damage on it, this will die at end of combat, and I'll be left with just Supreme Phantom. But it doesn't look like that's what's happening. I think I just get everything here. Oh no, they do have it? Oh, what is this? Deadly Dispute? Shrapnel Blast? Holy shit. Alright, well, that was not on the list of things I saw coming. Ooh, that's good. Yeah, let's attack for 10. So now if they want to fire up the Hive of the Eye Tyrant, I can very safely double block, and I've got a Spell Queller to protect against almost anything, up to and including another Shrapnel Blast, and especially that. So if they have a second Shrapnel Blast, then yeah, you got me. But I think this is going to give me the highest upside chance to being able to come close to winning the game. Oh no, they had it? Oh, come on. Alright, well, we knew this could have been bait, but if the other card was any creature, then I died on the spot to the cat that's in the... Oh no, there is no cat. Oh, okay. It got exiled with Extinction Event. Crap. Here's the cat that I was remembering, but it was in exile, so I've just been playing bad this game. You got me, opponent. GG. Okay, third round. We are on the play. Pretty good at the dice right now. Okay, I'm in for this. So I do, of course, want a couple of lands so I can play Toski and or Coco, but other than that, I'm still fairly happy with what's happening here, as long as we draw one or two more lands soon. Okay, we're playing against humans. Okay, that is a matchup I don't hate as long as I draw another land. So let's do this. I will go ahead and just get an attack in here. And if that land could be like a Hallowed Fountain, I'd be especially happy because I can play the Skyclave Apparition on time. You are a Luminarch Aspirant. Okay, so I'm going to get attacked for 3. That's kind of whatever. Oh, not attacking. Oh, they must think this can block. Alright. Hey, white source. Thank you. Ask, receive, etc. So I think I want to go ahead and just hold up the Spell Queller first, so that way I can Spell Queller untap Skyclave. So to that effect, I will just go ahead and get the attack in. So I can take 6 here, go to... Well, if you're going to cast now, then make that 4. And they're off it. Hell yeah. Alright. Humans. Alright, so up a game on humans, and our hand is, Honestly, I don't think this is bad. Like, once again, I am asking the deck for at least one more land. And if they don't have a 1-drop on turn 1, then that is a little better for us. I'm not a huge fan of not drawing a 1-drop there, but, like, I knew that was possible. So let's see what ends up happening here. They are going to play a Thalia. Thalia I'm fine with. I do want more lands. Again, white land for this. Oh, you're late. So I'm going to play the Selfless Spirit first. This way, if they have like a Brutal Cathar or something, I can at least sacrifice this, get it ready for a future copy of Extraction Specialist. Thalia's Lieutenant, okay. So I'm getting ready to take 3 here. But honestly, I'm okay with that. So let's go to 17 and let's draw a land. Hey, thank you. So I can do one of two things here. I can play the white land, get my Skyclave Apparition on, or I can play the blue land and double spell. I think I want to hold the Skyclave Apparition and spend this turn casting my Nebelgast Herald. Yeah, let's do that. So I understand that I got double white, but like that's so likely to be a copy of Brave the Elements. But even knowing that they probably have Brave the Elements, I think I still want to use Nebelgast Herald. They're playing Giganjo. I do like that. So I am going to go ahead, tap down to Thalia, see if they want to, I don't know, play like a Brave the Elements to keep it untapped or some shenanigans. I doubt that's happening. Yeah, I didn't think so. So I will take 1 here. And an ideal draw here looks like just an untapped blue source would be nice. That way I can double spell my Supreme Phantoms. That sounds kind of lit. Let's do that. And I don't think I want to trade off Selfless Spirit for Nebelgast Herald because they can still have their copy of Brave the Elements. So this is a risk because of course this can just get super huge. But I think that's still right for now. Thalia's Lieutenant number 2, so I've got 4/7 power here. 8 if you include this one. Ooh, another land for that would be lovely. Okay. Now what? I can... I think I want to Skyclave and make them do the thing. Yeah, I think I want to make them have their Brave the Elements now. And then I'll target this with that, this with this. 1 more mana. There it is. You got it. And I will attack with the Selfless Spirit, because I already plan on using its ability anyway. So that'll let a creature hopefully just like beat Thalia's Lieutenant and then like absorb damage at the cost of only my Selfless Spirit. That way, if I get to draw a land for this Coco and I pull an Extraction Specialist, that's annoying. Then at the very least, I can give myself taking the Herald, yeah, sure. So I will take 8 and trade with this if I have the ability to do that. Okay. So let's see if they have another Brave the Elements. If they do, then yeah, sure, you got me for my Selfless Spirit. But it looks like that's not gonna happen. Sick. So now I just gotta find a solution to this. And if I draw, damn it, come on. Well, I think we're going to a game 3, y'all. God, what does the solution to this look like? Oh, they have a Mutavault too, and I can only play one of my cards. I'll just go to game 3. Like, I suppose I could have played for a little extra information, but like, meh. On the play, we get to do this a little different. I'm just gonna take these for these. Okay, so let's be on the play here. And our hand is going right back. Oh my god, that was nonsense. This is less nonsense for sure. So I can put back the mana Confluence? No, the basic island. Yeah, put back the basic island. So I guess ideal draw steps here look like a 2-drop and then a land in that order. Tapped Castle Ardenvale. Understood. So that probably means I'm going to be stuck looking down some number of Mutavaults soon, because I can't really imagine too many cards that they would want more than like just planes into 1-drop on turn 1. So I imagine that I'm stuck looking at like a Mutavault until maybe Thalia draw here. But that's okay, I've got my 2 Skyclave Apparitions, and let's just see what they play. Okay, so there's the Mutavault we predicted. That makes sense. And a Luminarch Aspirant. Okay, so that is a nice little juicy target for the Skyclave, so I'm okay with that. If they Brutal Cathar the Skyclave, then I can get that back too. So all things considered, I think I'm okay with this. So let's do this. Doing this pre-combat for the pump. I'll take that. And now let's see what they come up with. Declaration in Stone. Targeting the Skyclave. I will counter that. That was unexpected. Oh, and they're done for the turn? Cool. Now I can Extraction Specialist back to Wanderer even if I don't draw a land? Alright, well, I'm in for that. Soldier of the Pantheon, you're pro multi? Yeah, pro multicolor. Okay. Yeah, I'm in for that. So I will still attack with my Extraction Specialist, so the lifelink is still appreciated, and it unlocks my Mausoleum Wanderer to attack with flying, which is still pretty good. Like, even though we traded a 3-drop for a 1-drop, I have an extra card left behind, so that still feels really good as far as trades go. And now if this is a Brutal Cathar, I've got the Rattle Chains up too, so that feels good. And honestly, seeing your opponents play Eiganjo as a land always feels so good. Because it's like, oh, cool, now I'm a little more likely to get through with all of my creatures, whereas before I kind of have to think about it. Sometimes these decks can play 2 Eiganjos. Dauntless Bodyguard, you got it. Into Thalia's Lieutenant, you got that too. Okay, not doing much about that. You know, I don't know that I wouldn't have done that the other way around if I'm being honest, but whatever. Most of my stuff exiles anyway, so it doesn't really matter that much, but still. I think I would rather have a 2-2 and protected 2-2 here than have a 3-2 and a 1-1. So end of turn, let's flash in some homies, and now we get to start attacking in the air, which is nice. And ooh, nicer. 1, 2, 3. We will have none of that blocking stuff from you, sir. Or normally I would say like they or somebody, because I don't know who my opponents are, but I'm pretty sure I've interacted with Alex Park before. Adeleine. Maybe it's makeup, maybe it's Adeleine. Okay, so that's going to resolve. I don't mind this being a 2-2, but I will get to do this and just get rid of the Adeleine now before giving them a token. So if they want to attack with these 2 and take me down to 15, I'm certainly okay with that. And no, they're not going to do that. That makes sense. Another Skyclave. Okay. I'm still going to just attack for 4 here. I'm not going to get cute with the Coco and play for extra lords or anything like that. So we can take them down to 7. It's a 2-turn clock with basically anything off of this Coco, so I just like don't really need to get greedy. Thalia's Lieutenant, that is allowed. So now that I know what's happening with the mana they're using, unless they play another land pre-combat, actually even if they play a land pre-combat, I don't. Hopeful Initiate. Okay, yeah, these are all things that I honestly don't care about. Sick. So I will still spin here because I'm already going to spin anyway, but now I can get Nebelgast Herald. So like this was, oh well, alright. Hooray! Let's move on to the next round. Alright, round 4, we are on the draw. So our hand, 3 lands, bunch of stuff, and it's against mono red. Shit. I was gonna say I'm pretty happy about this hand. It does a lot of stuff against almost every deck. But mono red fucking blows. So let's see what happens here. Oh, well, that makes things a lot better, honestly. So I'm just going to play my Selfless Spirit, see if it catches, I don't know, a Lightning Strike or something, or even a Play with Fire. If they Bone Crusher Giant, I will happily sacrifice this. Nope, they target my face. Okay. Oh, that was probably a skill check. I think my opponent just fucking skill checked me. Oh, that's good. I hope that's what happened. I will make this block, because remember, we're in game 1, so there's no Extraction Specialist here. So the fact that, yeah, that's fine. So the fact that this is in the exile zone isn't relevant in game 1. So here I think I want to play you as a blue land and simply Eiganjo here, and then I can untap Coco. Yeah, that seems okay. Let's do that. Soul Scar, you got it. And I am not casting a spell, so I don't have to take 2 damage. Meh. 3 damage or 3 mana is what, an oh, another Bone Crusher. That's fine. So let's do this, and I'm gonna simply chill. I can cast a Coco in combat step. If I spin either a Nebelgast Herald or Skyclave Apparition, I'm happy with either. Nebelgast and Bellqueller's a 2-3, but Supreme Phantom's a Lord. I think I want the Supreme Phantom more. All right, so y'all go in any order. Tap you, tap you. And now they have to decide if they have like a Play with Fire or a Lightning Strike, which of these two they want to get rid of, and it's probably going to be the Nebelgast. Skewer the critics targeting... Oh, the Supreme Phantom. Do they just have both then? They do have both. Okay, fine. Fine. So what do I want to do here? Do I want to spin again for more Nebelgast / more... Oh, what am I thinking? I can also Cemetery Illuminator and see if I pull a land. How much do I like that? I think the answer is not really. So I think I will simply Coco again. Now, I fully acknowledge that I will be pissed the hell off if this Coco doesn't actually spin me 2 cards. So I obviously hope that doesn't happen. Are we doing anything pre-combat? We are playing a land and a light up the stage now. I will spin for some mixture of Mausoleum Wanderer and or Spell Queller because they're empty-handed. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, well, Supreme Phantom, Cemetery Illuminator, and I can take 4, or I can Rattle Chain Cemetery, protect the Cemetery. Yeah, I actually don't hate that. And there's a Coco on top of the deck too, so I actually want to cast that in my upkeep, so I will Wizard's Lightning, and I will put a stop in my own upkeep before I forget that. So this way I can upkeep, cast a Coco. That's fine, I guess. So I can double block the Soulscar Mage without losing this. Yeah, I'm in for that. Sorry, Rattle Chains, you have performed admirably. Damn it. Sigh. Alright, well, that sucks. I guess I'll just tap the Bone Crusher Giant. So I'm taking at least 2 and going to 6 here. Man, that was rough. Okay. Let's draw a card. Oh, I haven't exiled a land. I can exile my own Ganjo. Okay. I want to exile that. So now I can play this off the top of my deck. So they take the 2. No, I didn't play the Coco this turn. Oh my god, it's cast. It's always cast. That is not the first time I've done that. It's not the last time I'll do that. So what can I do here? I can play Mausoleum, tap this, and hold up a blocker? Yeah, alright. I'm in for that. And doing it like this technically gives me the ability to play in for... Whoa, what is this? We're just casting more light up the stages. Yeah, you got it. Monastery Swiftspear and Play with Fire? Jeez, that's pretty good. So what are we going to cast Play with Fire on? This is targeting my Mausoleum Wanderer? Perfect. And it's still in the combat step too, so we're going to get away with a lot. So I get to do this, protect here, and this is a 2/3, which is annoying. But here, I think I'm just going to be happy with double blocking the Swiftspear. I go to 3, which I don't like, but this is getting the hell off the table, which I do like. Oh, right. Selfless Spirit's okay. Oh, there's no creature. Okay. Here, I think I just want to attack with these 2. Exile a creature. Now I can play the Selfless Spirit. And I will cast this now. Skyclave. Oh, that's great. Well, is it actually? Because to cast it, I would have to go to 2. So, like, that's kind of less good. So, I'm going to still do this now, tapping you and you. I kind of wish this was a Spell Queller, because if they just play... Okay, good thing we didn't do that, huh? Yeah, that would have sucked. Also, if I'm being completely honest, I have no idea how much power and toughness I have. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 currently. So, I can draw a Lord, hopefully. That'd be cool. Not quite. So, now what? I can play Toski, draw like 4. I'm actually in for that because I'm already just like not beating a burn spell anyway. So I think I'll play to the things that I can beat, being creatures. Yeah, if I do it like this, I can tap 2 creatures and block with Toski still. So I get to draw 2 because I'm going to 1 with the Raminap Ruins. Like that's just happening. So let's see what I can get. Spell Queller. That would have been good if I had the ability to actually cast it. Yeah. All right, I'm at 1. Oh boy. So I do beat a haste creature. I do beat... Damn it! Ah, fine. That's obnoxious. I feel like we had that. Oh no. Come on! What am I supposed to do with this? All right, let's try again. This is a lot better. Okay. Yeah. At least my opponent also mulled to 6, so I guess it could have been a lot worse, but that doesn't mean I'm happy about this. Pyromancer, okay. So now let's see what happens to our friend Skyclave here. Bone Crusher Giant, okay. That is completely fine, actually. You can be a blue source. I think I'm just going to let them untap here. Like, if they try to spell this down, I'll be happy to hopefully spin into a Rattle Chains, or even, like, a Lord. But if I do this now, I can also spin a Nebelgast Herald to stop this attack. Even a Skyclave is fine. Skyclave it is. 1 Skyclave and 1 Spell Queller. Don't mind if I do. So this way, even if they have a kill spell for one of these apparitions, I'm still not the saddest. Sad, but not the saddest. We have been more sad before. Kamano and an untap? What? Okay. Rending Volley. Oh, that's fine. Oh, they just have 2 spells. Oh, okay. Well, they're going to be really sad if they play a 2-mana spell right now, because I'm going to get the Mausoleum and then do this. Aw. So now I get to do this, unlock, block the other? Yikes. Fuck me. That sucks. Alright. You know, I really should have known better. I think that's completely on me. Yeah. Feels bad, man. Okay. I think I'm playing a little tilted, if I'm being completely honest. I don't know. So I should probably just, like, chill after this round or something. That's probably a good idea. Play with come on. Just no breaks. Never breaks. To be fair, I deserve this one, but that doesn't make it feel better. All right, let's move on to the last round. Okay, 5th round, last round, and I will keep this hand on the draw. So like 2-drop, choice of 3-drop, Collected Company is a pretty decent curve. Haunted Ridge. Okay, so we're probably playing against Midrange, and that means I will appreciate the Rattle Chains here. Tenacious Underdog. Okay, so now we know we're playing against that. So what do I want to do here? I think I just want to go ahead and jam you as a white source, or jam you as a blue source, see what I draw next turn. I'm going to jam you as a blue source, knowing that I already have the Cemetery Illuminator. And I think I'm going to hold up the Rattle Chains here. This plays a little better around a Liliana than Supreme Phantom does. I don't really mind this. That's whatever. One of the cool things I can do, though, is if I were to block this, then I do have the Illuminator to keep it gone, so that part's nice. If this is a Trespasser, that's annoying. Jiki-Jiki's medium annoying. No, it's pretty annoying. I actually will give myself the chance to block with it. So what are the bad things that happen here? I guess the bad things here include 3-drop plus Fatal Push to get rid of Illuminator. So do I want to cut them off of mana or Underdog? And I think the answer is mana. If they cast something, I can Queller. If they don't, I can, well, still Queller. That's fine. So now that they think I got rid of the last one, I can use the other. And we drew a white source too, which is great in case I draw into a, I don't know, card titles are difficult. A Skyclave Apparition. Okay, so now they have the Kiki token, which is annoying, but we can hopefully deal with that. And I will simply let the attack happen this time too, in case we draw into like a Skyclave here. A Nebelgast Herald is pretty good for later. There's a lot of things I can draw. If they just like try to jam a Shieldred down my throat, that's okay. But I'm just gonna get to start firing these off, which is nice. Come on. Remember that time I played Skyclave Apparition and it actually treated me well? Me either. What the fuck? So let's see. I can attack for 2 with the intent to block the Tenacious Underdog with the other Spell Queller. I actually think I am okay with that. We are firing off a Dreadbore. Yeah, whatever. I'll give myself the chance to spin Rattle Chains. No. Alright. Well, that doesn't happen. So instead, I'll just be okay with getting to tap creatures, I guess. Die. So they can still just like make another Underdog, and that's pretty good for them. But now I am a little glad that these 2/3s aren't actually holding down any spells, because if they get to unlock the spells, that's really good for them. They can resolve a Shieldred and jam that down my throat, but I can Skyclave that, so like that's okay. A Stomp, treasure token. Alright. Oh, am I just getting attacked for 2? Oh, I really am. Okay, I'll go to 9, I guess. Supreme Phantom is actually not a bad draw here, right? Like I can attack for 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You go to 5. I guess ideally play this, and I don't care. All right, I will give myself the chance to play for that. Cool. And no Fatal Push. Nice. Okay. So what happens here? You can play this, give 1 haste, attack for 7, and then I guess finish off with Stomp if one of the other 3 cards are also Bone Crusher Giant. I can block Tenacious Underdog here, take 4, go to 5. That's a little better. And I still get to counterspell with that. Okay, so we play a Swamp and we have a red floating, but for what? Yeah, sure. That's fine. That's not lethal. Because, like, if you try to make another one of these, then the copy comes in tapped. So, oh, we're just clicking attack all. That's fine. I block these 2, and I take 3 and I can sacrifice this to counter a spell? Sure, let's do that. What the fuck are you casting, opponent? Oh, yeah, going somewhere. All right, cool. So that was a skill check. Got it. So here I want these, I want this, and I don't actually want these, not if these decks are playing 4 copies of Dreadbore in the main. That's kind of a lot to deal with. And this hand is pretty dope, provided we draw lands. That's been a pretty ongoing theme. I think I'm gonna have to add 1 more land to this deck. So like we're already at 23, but I have wanted more lands than I've had access to almost every single game so far. So let's play you as white, and I am super okay with using Rattle Chains even as a blocker here because I have the Extraction Specialist, so like that's kind of whatever. So what I'm gonna do here is put this in, target itself. If they stomp, then I can sacrifice the Wanderer and still block. Okay, and another Harvester. Sure. Shacklegeist is not that bad here because in theory, I could simply tap this down in their upkeep and I can't use it because it's sorcery speed. But I think what I want to do is just establish more threats than they can hopefully handle. Yeah, I think I like that. So I'm going to put in the Rattle Chains now so that I can get the extra power toughness. And if they want to resolve some 4-drop here, they still have to deal with at least 2 more of my cards because like that's still a thing. So we'll do this. That part doesn't really matter. I get my attack in. And if they just attack, I will block with the Specialist. Ideally, we draw an untapped land for this and an untapped blue land. So I have the option of this plus this. So like a Pathway would be nice. Basic Island would be cool. I would even take a Hallowed Fountain, but I don't actually want to take damage. We are stomping the Extraction Specialist. Unfortunate, but you got it. I'm still going to block though if I get the chance to. Because like I would much rather these just be blood token. Oh, that's fine. I was going to block anyway. Untap Blue Source. Thank you so much. I love you too. Okay, so we've got a land and it's a Takanuma. So we're just casting Bone Crusher. I don't think I care about that much. So I'm just not going to Spell Queller it. That's kind of whatever. So let's see what I spin off of this Coco now. Phantom and Specialist. Hell yeah. Don't mind if I do. We are Fatal pushing the Supreme Phantom, and I will argue that no, we are not. Had to do like a real quick mental check to see if these were bloods or treasures. So let's give you Hexproof, I guess. Honestly, I should have given itself Hexproof on the off chance that they actually did have a removal of some sort. So what do I want to do here? I can just offer the trade. Actually, I like that. Let's just do that. Because, like, I'm already going to gain to life if they trade, so I might as well just offer it, and I don't want this on the table. But I don't really care if this leaves. Yeah, that's fine by me. And since I have Rattle Chains, all of this shit is instant speed, so I'm just not going to cast anything. Getting rid of Kiki-Jiki. Okay. Extinction Event. I would like to no sir the living shit out of that. And I'm going to do Mausoleum Wanderer instead of Spell Queller because I don't want this to be unlocked later. And here we get to put in the Shacklegeist, untap, get an attack for 7 in, holding up Spell Queller and Skyclave, and Cemetery Illuminator. I'm in for all of the above. So you go to 8, and I've got a bunch of cool flash stuff happening. Alright. Thoughtseize, resolve, so you can lose 2. So they will have the ability to take this and then try to resolve another. Oh, they're off it. Sick. Okay, so honestly, given that we ran into Mono Red and Mayhem Devil, I am not that sad that we managed to go 3 and 2. So we did see a lot of creatures and permanents, and that was one of those things that we wanted to kind of hedge for when building, I guess, this version of the deck, right? Like, we wanted the double Nebelgast Herald in the main. We wanted all of the Skyclave Apparitions in the main. We wanted things like Lyra and Baneslayer Angel in the board so that we can go ahead and just get to work on gaining life and outpacing a lot of these creature decks. And that's exactly what happened in this league, right? Like, we played against Bant Spirits, Mayhem Devil, Humans, Midrange, and I don't remember what the 4th matchup was, but I think that was a creature deck too. So when there's just like that many creatures in the format, I think playing Bant is a pretty great place to be. What I would do differently here is take the Toski out of the, well, honestly, out of the deck. Like, I think it's one of those things where it has the ability to be pretty good, and it was good the one time we got to do it right. Like, we immediately got to draw 2 cards, and that was cool, even if the cards weren't helpful in that game. But I felt like I was short a land fairly often in that league. So I think what I would want here would just be like a 4th copy of the blue-green Pathway. I just play like another Bark Channel Pathway and be pretty happy about that. Just to make sure that we keep the land count high so that we're able to more consistently hit our 3 and 4 drops rather than being stuck, because that's how a couple of our opponents lost to us too, right? Like the mono white player, they kept the hand and it only had 2 lands and we absolutely crushed them because of it. The same with the Bant Spirits player. So I think that's what I would do. I would just take out the Toski, put in a 4th copy of Bark Channel Pathway. But other than that, if I'm being honest, I like the main deck as it is right here. Like the Cemetery Illuminator was really good. I actively love that. Like the one game that it got to do its thing and untap a couple of turns, like we drew so many cards off of that thing. Like it was really solid. And had we run into something like Greasefang or anything earlier, we would have even more appreciated the fact that we had multiples in the main. The Selfless Spirits, not bad. We got to do a couple of combat looking things against the white deck, and we saw Rakdos, a deck that plays just like infinite removal. So I'm pretty glad that the Selfless Spirits were here. I don't know that I would bump it up to a 3rd. I think I like 2, but to be determined. And Skyclave Apparitions, I actively love those. I think those are just like straight up staying. So I'm very happy about that. The Cocos, well, anybody who's been watching this channel for a while, you know how I feel about Collect the Company. The card is really good, but it's got a grudge for me, so it is what it is. Like we've got 33 creatures in the deck, and sometimes the deck is just like, hey, here's a middle finger. So I can deal with that when it happens. The extraction specialists out of the board were absolutely amazing. We ran into a bunch of matchups where we wanted this, and I think 3 is the right number. 3 is high, but I think 3 is the right number, even with that said. These, I would definitely choose to play these again too. Like I like the Angel package, the fact that we play against so many decks that really, really care about life totals. Just playing a giant 5/5 life linking that's really hard to interact with in combat is super sick. And the portable holes, just good as always. And the Nullhide Ferox, I know I'm going to catch some hell for this. And obviously I put it in because it's cute against Rakdos, right? Like I knew it was going to be cute, and we played against Rakdos. So like obviously the opportunity is there. But I think what I would do with this last spot is probably go back to playing exactly 1 copy of Devout Decree, because we do have a pretty difficult time with both Mayhem Devil and Mono Red. And this version of the deck, I feel like it does pretty well against a good chunk of the other creature decks, right? Like once you start putting in things like Portable Hole, your matchup against humans isn't that bad, because you have 4 Skyclave Apparitions, 4 Portable Hole, 2 Nebelgast Herald, 4 Shacklegeist. So like dealing with the humans deck post board isn't that bad. Dealing with Mono Red is annoying AF, but it's something that you do have the ability to deal with. And if not Devout Decree, maybe like a knockout blow. Something to the point where for a relatively low cost, you're able to get rid of things that are trying to get rid of you. So like an attacking Mayhem Devil, for example, does not really like to hit a knockout blow. And it, of course, bodies the entire red deck. So like maybe that's another consideration. I think I want the Devout Decree more, though. To be determined. And then, of course, if you want to play this deck in a big event, I do actively love the Disdainful Strokes. Like, I've been putting in Disdainful Strokes / Negate / Aether Gust in some various combinations in a bunch of my lists, right? And I felt like the card Negate, which could also just be Dovin's Veto in this deck, but you play enough non-white sources to the point where I think I would just cast Negate first. Either way, I think the point, though, is that if I were to play one of those type of effects, I would still choose Disdainful Stroke first, because all of the other decks that you could typically cast those effects against, you're already not super scared of. So like blue-white control, for example, you're pretty decent against that deck. Like you've got a bunch of flash threats, you've got Selfless Spirits, Coco helps you reload. Like you just like don't really need the help there. Extraction Specialist also is pretty good against Supreme Verdict, I've heard. You could play like Mystical Disputes for the Spirit's Mirrors, and that's a super real thing you can do, because both Blue and Bant are in the top 10 decks of the format right now. So that's a thing to look out for too, if you really want to like hedge against what you think you're going to be playing against. You can play, once again, cards like Knockout Blower and such here if you want even more sideboard stuff against red. But like here we already have like 4 Portable Hole, 3 Extraction Specialist, Angels. Like there's already a lot of stuff in that matchup. If you want even more, then you can play even more. And seeing as we kind of got bodied by the red deck, that might be appropriate. Or I could just swap out these Angels and this for 3 copies of Knockout Blow, and then have, you know, 10 cards aside in there, the Extraction Specialist and the Portable Holes and the Knockout Blows. That's also an option. So there's lots of configurations you can do really with the 3 color combo. Like there's just like so much. But overall, even though we lost twice, I like how the deck felt. I spun some really bad Cocos, and that's kind of what it is. We do that all the time on this channel. But the rest of the archetype and everything felt really good, right? Like the 4 Skyclave Apparitions came up all the time, and I loved them. The Nebelgast Herald, I don't want to go so far as to say it's better, but it was pretty damn good. Like, I could even see myself playing like a 3-3 split with Nebelgast Herald and Skyclave Apparition. Like, Nebelgast Herald is so impressive. And I don't think I'm cutting this anytime soon. Like, the Cemetery Illuminators were absolutely godlike. And that only gets better if you find yourself fighting more and more Greasefang in your meta too. So that's a thing to look out for. But that's enough rambling. Deck was great. We had a great time. Thanks for watching today. As always, if you like what you're watching, make sure to click the like button. Let me know. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so, and I'll see y'all on the next one.